Good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. It's great to be back after we have last weekend, the Deepavali holiday, and I was away for a short break. And I think after all, the market had a little bit of excitement, isn't it? As we've seen yesterday, the news of the third quarter of US GDP has been released, and they did hit a 2.6, which means recession finally is averted. They only have two consecutive, which is pretty much what happened also back in the March 2020 when the COVID-19 came, and they had two consecutive quarter of negative growth, and there was a recession in here. And I think on the backdrop right now for everybody, is this recession likely to continue going forward for 2023, or is it a slowdown? No doubt the inflation is still pretty much in the mind of everybody, and we did see that slowdown is reflected in the tech sell-off that we had. The big Nasdaq fell despite the Dow Jones was up. I think many would have caught it. How is it reflecting this morning in our KLCI? Let's take a look right now, and we can see with our breakfast show with 360 in here. Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning. And make sure you check out my podcast every Monday, Wednesday and Friday of my update India. So right now we will be looking after the stage 2 uptrend like we have seen last Friday, the beginning of a green pentagon. The market did move higher. Of course, every day the market move higher. You don't want to be waiting, and once the green pentagon is out there, you want to. But right now we want to learn to turn our attention to weakness in the market, because that uptrend is likely to end, and we are seeing and knowing how to read this end of an uprising market, a stage 2. And that's why we want to see the likelihood of a stage 3 distribution in here. And who knows, we still have about roughly about 2 weeks, maybe it's slightly about 3 weeks going into the general election 15, and it is one of the most interesting time to be in the general election right now in here. People are buying these stocks in here, or they're afraid the condition might have changed. But like it or not, there are lots of opportunity, and I'll share with you many of these blue chip stocks started to move up in here. So have you prepared this watch list for the GE15? If not, check out the live FB video that I've done also on the YouTube channel for a list of stocks that I have in here. But overall, we want to be really focusing on those green pentagon in here, because those are the one will give you the kind of high probability trade setup in here, and that's what you do. Especially if you are the beginner and you have no experience, the VSA 360 is something that will do the hard for you. Join our program. We recommend you on take out our what we call 10-day free trial in here to learn more. Now let's take a look at the market, what we have this morning in here, and definitely you can also follow our green pentagon real money trading in here in this URL website in here. And love to hear your feedback. Give it to me in this QR code in here. Now our VSA 360 is not possible without our intraday alert, which has been giving us a lot of good profit. Like what we're saying, there are a lot of good fishes in here that continue to take smaller profits, especially now the market is volatile, and that's a better way to do that. And to do that, we utilize our TradeVSA new feature, which is just released about a month or two back, but using the visual trading plan and the stock alert notification with the risk to reward ratio in here. Now for today, the 28th October, let's take a look at the things that we need to know for our VSA 360 in here. Definitely what we have seen this morning is still up 1 point, and Dow Jones was up 0.61. Of course, Nasdaq was down. Hong Kong has been taken a hit ever since President Xi came in, and the market did not like it because of the so-called, we'll call it the closed policy. Singapore is up 1.2% in here. You can see many of these are green. All right, and yes, I think many will have noticed is the foreign funds, which we'll take a look at, continue to come back in here. But let's take a look at this market that we have seen so far, what we have overall in here. Let's start with the more exciting one, is the foreign funds flows, right? You can see right now foreign funds flow has started to come in 20 million, and take note, this is where the part when you get exceeding the 150 million, that is very the peak of it. Hopefully we don't get to that, not at least until the GE15, which is November 19, but usually within 1 or 2 days before the November 19, you'll see a little bit of more of the sellout that we have here. So right now you can see 125 million, and that's pretty positive, which actually shows why this market is moving higher in here. But at one point of time, when the foreign funds start to sell, right, that's why we are looking for weakness now. And one of the way to look for weakness is to look for red pentagon. Okay, looking for the red pentagon will be a good sign of it in here. Now let's get back to our VC 360 and also check out some of our strong sector that we have: healthcare, logistic, plantation, and the technology has been, again, like what we said before, the big sellers that we see in the US also perforate back into the technology stocks in here. But having said that, let's look at all the sectors in here. Almost everything is green except for plantation right now. You can see the biggest mover in here was the healthcare, right? Previously, we all know healthcare was like turning down, and right now it's the one that has done the best recovery in here. And market always move in this, when you think the market is down, the market will actually make an effort to push back up in here. Technology has also turned so-called green pentagon in here. No doubt it is still in early stages. You can see it turn green pentagon, green and shot back, and let's see whether this green band will still have this momentum. Again, notice the 20 and the 40-day moving average in here. And let me just share with you the 20 and 40-day moving average is very similar to what we see. We can see the KLCI has broken through, and we do hope that eventually the technology will play this catch up and begin to move up in here. And also respectively, the other strong sectors were plantation previously, which have already moved up right in here, and we want to see whether this will have likely to continue. Let's also look at the transport. It's also moving up very nicely. Transport, look at this one, starting to move up way ahead in here. So these are the sectors, when you come across any of our intraday trade, will give you a resounding in your finance. Has also moved up. You can see all these stocks, but lately we do see some sort of pullback. So this will be definitely a good area to be looking at. And again, for the monthly return, we have seen before, as I said, those of you who have been following me, for the month of September, we have a -7, and October definitely is coming to be positive. Who knows, we might get it maybe a double digit for the month of October. We still got another 2 more days to go, and likelihood then we're going to come back to November. Maybe it's a bit of pullback in here, but for the month of December, we would like it to finish strong in here. And I don't think it's going to be the -6, maybe -3, depending on the general election that we see. And after general election, what kind of market are we likely to see? The kind of market that is pulled down in here. So that's the prognosis that we've seen so far. Let's take a look at the sum of our market that we have right now. Here is the alert. Coastal has turned green pentagon, Samcam, Echo West, LC Titan, Armada, BAT, MYEG, Genesis, GHS has turned green pentagon too. So you can see here, Samcam, pretty a lot of these high liquid, high value shares has turned positive. So that looks very good. Only Google has turned red pentagon, we all know. That one because of missing the advertising in here. FGV has turned also. Scornet has turned green pentagon in here, so that's pretty good. So you have some sort of good bearing, and a lot of these has turned green pentagon. Some of my list that Hyptech has turned green pentagon, so you can click on Hyptech here, right? And let's take a look at Hyptech. Has turned green pentagon, which is 4 out of 8 in here. That's a really nice one. It does have a 433 to 1. That's coming from very low base in here, and I think that will be a good stock to be looking at. Those of you who are looking at Hyptech, which is actually an industrial product in here, a long-term growth stocks. You can see for the month of September down 25 cents, and so far October is up, and partly because of this bar that actually shot straight up in here. It's going to be a very volatile in here, but again, I don't think you will close with a 62% loss that we've seen so far. So it might go back up to 28 cents. This is one of those stocks you want to be looking at. All right, Hyptech in here. a lot of negative news in here, and that's why you want to be looking into this kind of news. All right, so we have seen, let's take a look at the other area, foreign funds flow. We have seen that already. Alert the strong sectors in here, the personal notification, and so forth. All right, now the KLCI has and the stage 4 now is moving into what we call a market exhaustion. A market exhaustion is likely to be in the stage 3. All right, stage 3 in here. But the question is, will it break down, and will we see the end of the uptrend? Then we'll see likely a beginning of a red pentagon. Then we go to a stage 4. I don't think we will hit a stage 4 so soon yet, not at least until middle of next month, which is the end of the GE15. Then we'll see the more market capitulation, where the market seems to be overreacting. Then we'll see a lot more sell. Right now, a lot of people are still staying out from the market in here. They want to see that market thrusting and going up at least the 1500 level in here before they move up. Now, for our reader and also for our audience here, what do you think, right? How high can this market go up? Let me know what you're thinking that, and pencil deals in your comment in here. Can the market go up and break 150 in here? Now, very important is to study the market stages like we do in all our morning breakfast show in here. Now, the key thing now is to look out for the red pentagon. If you don't, make sure you get a copy of our VSA 360. After the stage 2 up market in here, we're likely to see a stage 3 distribution in here. Will it be distributing? We do see a couple of stocks, and I want to share with you right now in here. Look out for the red pentagon in here. So you can see right now, this is the KLCI that you see also on VSA 360. Market is holding up in here. No doubt there is resistance. So market has broke below the 40-day moving average. Of course, generally when it breaks through, it will come back and retest it. So right now, if the market can go higher, cracking back to 150, that will be great. And it's going to be on the backdrop of some catalyst or some news in here. But the support seems to be at 1440 or at least at 1420. These are the two moving average in here, and the flattening. So we might see a beginning of stage 3. Now, if you look back from the VSA market stages in here, from a weekly chart, the KLCI, you can see, has fallen back to almost 16%. The last one that we did hit was during the COVID-19, the big drop in here. Since then, about 10-12%. So this 16% is over sold, and that's why the market is coming back here. But this week, for the Friday, if the market do close around here, we will see an upthrust. All right, again, an upthrust at this level do point to this market going to be likely to be turning down in here. But you can see here, market's going down. We might see a bit of a bullish divergence, and who knows, this market will retest back next week, because on the general election 15 and also year end, where we see likelihood of market. But no doubt for the month of November, I do see this market slightly to pull back in here. So these are quite a good pullback area in here. Look for daily market setup, as you've seen on those individual stocks that are ready to move higher, like we see in our most of our stocks that we see here. All right, keep an eye. Now, do take note, how do we find those intraday trades? Right, the KLCI is flattening right now at the market top, but we are still able to find some of these stocks that we see in here, which is actually known, and I've been showing you many of them who is listening in here, getting the stage 2 markup shares. All right, getting the stage 2 markup shares, usually you want to be entering right now in here. And of course, those of you who want to try it out, check out our 10-day free trial in here, and that's a number you can contact us in. And also look out for any of those stocks that fail to rally after 3 bars in here. Now let's look at some of the stocks that we have beginning the which is the 21st of October. All right, 21st of October, not the, so it's 21st of October, and some of the stocks. So you can see in here, we want to avoid anything that's below the 47 cents. Maybank, a big heavyweight, and you all know, right? Normally at 8 ringgit, this kind of stock don't move so much in here. Then we have the Cycom was a COC, so we don't want to do that. We want to pick up the OTUT, which is the overtake of the upthrust, which means it managed to overcome the weakness. So you can see in here, we got 3 stocks Maybank, Classic Scenic, and LGMS, which is above the 47 cent, and pretty much in the hot. So the first one we have seen here is Maybank. You can see spotted at the 863. Okay, 863 here. Okay, 863. So that was about the 9:36 a.m. Right, that was 862, and notice the market stage is above zero, and it did hit eventually 880. Right, the next day. So that was kind of follow through. That was only a 2%. And remember, some of these stocks, especially the big heavyweight above $4, $5, those are not suitable to trade those intraday. But I just want to demonstrate that even that they are able to go up. But right now, the market has pulled back. The other stock is Classic Scenic at 128, spotted that above the zero line and did go higher. You can see Classic Scenic at 135 at the 5.5% in here, giving it a potential return of 273 ringgit from a 5k trade. Continue to go higher, so those are pretty good and decent trade here. Then the LGMS was the big winner. You can see there's nothing much on the market stage because this was a new IPO stock. There wasn't enough what we call calculation bars for the market to calculate whether there's evidence of smart money. So VSA spotted at 118 at 9:36 a.m. and then eventually the market did zoom and hit 138 for a potential return of 16.9% for price gain of profit gain of 847 ringgit from a 5k trade. So just on simply buying the Pentagon guided intraday trade, and that's only from the intraday. So make sure you check out our intraday alert. If not, do take note and subscribe to it in here. And of course, our intraday report winner continue to show you that there are some trades in here that a potential of 13% movement in a day in here, and we'll pick it up just to share with you if you have missed out, to show you some of this potential on. So the Pentagon guided trade idea is simply very simple. It's to look for fishes every day, and especially right now for the month of October, we have registered very positive growth where we've seen September was bad. Will the November month continue in here? Possible, as I said before, because of the general election. 15 in here, reasonable profit in there. Every day got fishes. Make sure you get the 47 cents and above, right, with around 3 to 4% profit target, and it's a much effective gear in here. So let's take a look at some of the candidates that we have this morning in here, and going into the intraday alert. Right. And some of the stocks we want to be looking at is at least, we got XL Force, okay? So XL Force turned green Pentagon early on at 10 o'clock, but I think it's already disappeared. We got Anum, 29 cents. Remember, we want to pick for those at least above the 47 cents in here. Lotus and YB. YB is this one here. Yep, YB is up 10% already this morning in here. Citos, yeah, Citos has a good move. I think Citos is definitely a good one. All right, Citos, yep. Citos turned green Pentagon in here, up 4% in here on the good earnings, okay? On the good earnings in here. And what else? Let me just go back to the intraday trade, Citos. The noise, but this one is 10 cents in here. Then you got TMC Live, 60 cents. Let's take a look at TMC Live. That's not a bad stock, actually, like TMC Live, okay? Yep, TMC Live. Now has retreated back to 59.5 cents. It's forming an uptrust. Early on, it was a green Pentagon. All right, so you can see this market starting to move up after similar earnings result in here. That seems to be positive. You can see market may start to test back here. Well, let's see this stock next week when we come back to it and come back and see whether it will give us a very good potential 3 to 4% during the intraday. And we are just interested in the 5 bar kind of work. All right, so those are the just for this morning, and of course there are lots more in the afternoon session too in here. So what our product of our VSA program is our members, that's you. So our members will go through the 20-day challenge in here, and for the month of June they've gone through the challenge and they're able to profit. One of the winner here 28%, while the KLCI was down 2.5%. Now in the month of November, again we are starting this program in here, a campaign to train you for the next 3 months for TradeVSA onboarding orientation, which we are starting on November 11. So this is a class you can register for it in here for 1 year, unlimited pass and 12 months in, so you're able to get access to the education as well on the expertise sharing by our coaches and myself in here. So that's a number you can contact us to find out more about our November intake for our masterclass. And definitely one of the more favorite one is from our coach Fu, is the pullback of advanced method in here, using those to give you the best setup in here. And not to forget, our palm oil futures will also start on the 3rd of December, where you're able to trade one of the good systems you have using the Pentagon in here exclusively for our TradeVSA member, masterclass member in here, and we're very proud of you. And I do think you being the next product of our November masterclass. And of course, if you are existing member, do come back to our November intake again and get new valuable lesson in here. The plan and pricing is available from our website, so you can always check it out in here to give you the first mover advantage in here. And our major review has been given in our Google feedback form, and we thank you for your continued support in here. For the month of October, our live Facebook talk has ended this week on Wednesday with Zach covering the third portfolio. So we'll be talking a new theme for the month of November. So make sure you join me then every Wednesday on live FB here. All right. So right now we're going to be looking at a couple of stocks. If you do have them, let me know. I'm happy to take a look at them. There is Kevin in here for Asia Ply. Let me take a look at Asia Ply. Asia Poly. So Asia Poly, can I take 16 as a strong, 16.5 as a strong? You cannot take 16.5 strong support, because why? One of the reason why it's already hitting. Your strong support will be likely to be at 13 cents. All right. I think should I break it? Should I exit the trade? I think if you have entered here at 11.5 cents, assume you enter at 11.5 cents in here and you have more than 50%, you should be taking profit. So that's why it's always important to enter the day after or the day when you see that green pentagon. All right, this is the so-called the rule book. Okay, because if you enter here onwards, then you are just not following the rule. All right. So Kevin, if you are an existing member of our masterclass, probably you already know that level in here. Okay. So make sure you follow those rules, and that's all we can always train our member to do. Follow those rules that we have. All right, good one, Kevin. Thank you for your input. And if you do have any more stocks in here, let me know. And I also want to look at A Health, see how that one does. I think this was one of the members in here. Apex Health. Okay, Apex Health. Still holding his ground around $3, ding dong left and right in here. So that'll be quite interesting in. All right. So that's all we have for today. Have a good weekend in here, and I'll be back on the Monday. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our Facebook, and also update of the market and VSA at its best in here. Then don't forget to share our Telegram chat room with all your friends and get the stock educational program through our Telegram channel. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. We appreciate your time with us.